Good afternoon and welcome to today's edition of NWCR's Removing the Liberal Blindfold for this Thursday, the 18th day of February in the year of our Lord 2021. The death of Rush Limbaugh, someone who did so much for America and Americans, should bring us sadness. But the sad part is so many of us think of Rush as someone who is, quote, good to be gone, unquote, and, quote, incendiary, unquote, as the Albuquerque Journal called him this morning. Rush did things in his life to help people, and he did these things secretly because he just wanted to help. In 2011, he gave a huge donation to the cause of children's cancer, but didn't announce it as the Democrats and the Republicans who would do something good for someone and then announce it to the world. From the Epic Times comes this sad news story as something most of us hoped wouldn't happen for a while, and the headline said it all. Trump reacts to Rush Limbaugh's death. A very brave guy. So here it comes, folks. Following conservative radio host Rush Limbaugh's death on Wednesday, tribes poured in, including one from President Trump. Trump told Fox News of Limbaugh on Wednesday in his first remarks to the media since he left office last month. Quote, he would just talk for hours, for 2 hours and 3 hours, just talk. And that's not an easy thing to do. People, whether they loved him or not, they respected him, unquote. Now, Trump said this coming just minutes after it was announced that Limbaugh had died. His wife confirmed his death, coming about a year after he was diagnosed with lung cancer. Describing the radio host as a very brave guy, Trump recalled when he came down the escalator at the Trump Tower in New York City to announce his presidency in 2015, the former president said Limbaugh liked his speech and was, quote, with me right from the very beginning, unquote. Trump gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom to Limbaugh last year, which has me wondering whether if this is something Biden will revoke too. Other prominent Republicans talked of his death. Representative Jim Jordan of Ohio said on Twitter, quote, Rush Limbaugh was an icon, a patriot, and an American hero. No one fought harder for freedom and liberty. The greatest radio host of all time will be missed by millions. God bless his family, unquote. The right-wing media talked of how great Rush was because of his fight for this republic. One America News posted, radio talk show legend Rush Limbaugh passed away after a year-long battle with stage 4 lung cancer. His wife, Catherine Limbaugh, made the announcement during his radio show on Wednesday morning. Breitbart News posted a huge article about Rush Limbaugh, and it was nothing but glowing about his work for America, starting with Catherine Limbaugh's quote from the beginning of Rush's show yesterday, quote, it is with profound sadness I must share with you directly that our beloved Rush, my wonderful husband, passed away this morning due to complications from lung cancer, unquote. Newsmax had a bunch of headlines. One of them was Hannity. Rush Limbaugh experienced cancel culture often. Limbaugh passed away just hours ago, and the leftists are already calling him the most appalling and divisive names you could ever imagine. Is this the same party that calls for unity? There was even a post on Twitter by someone who called themselves Mrs. James T. Kirk at Red-Headed Fury, who posted this horrible diatribe. Happy Death Day, Rush. Props to cancer. It really pulled through for us. The sad part is, Rush gave secretly to St. Jude's Children's Hospital. In 2011, John Rich, who ended up raising $1.4 million for the hospital from his celebrity appearance, told Fox that Limbaugh was adamant about demanding anonymity. Quote, when I asked Rush Limbaugh about that, he said, I would love to make a donation, but it has to be anonymous. Don't tell anybody it came from me. Don't tell Donald Trump it came from me. Don't talk about it in any way, shape, or form, Rich said. I didn't know what he was going to donate until it showed up, he continued. When it showed up, it was $100,000 to the kids at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and I couldn't tell anybody where it came from. I just thought it was a really respectful move on his end to do a great thing for those kids at the hospital and support my efforts on that show, and just something that really stuck with me over the years. And then we have the liberal idiots like Mrs. James T. Kirk tweeting crap like she did. And now to remove the liberal blindfold here, folks. Now, it kind of surprises me that when I started to write this, I hadn't heard any of the Democrats give out a whoop of joy as they usually do when a conservative dies, but maybe this time they thought better of it. After all, he was listened to by more Americans than any one of them ever were. But sadly, it didn't take long for the goons of the left to congregate and start their bullshit, as they always do. Comments like that last one that I had read just show to the rest of us how ungodly and idiotic the people in the left really are. If they die, God will definitely send them down the other way to burn in hell for this hatred that they have showed a man who would give them the shirt off his back if it was really needed. Then there was this one that came from liberal leftists saying things like, bury him in a cess tank in a pool of piss. Really, folks? Is that what it means to be American on the left nowadays? It really seems so, and that is sad. These people need to find the love of God and stop with the hate that seems to be spewed out of their pie holes daily towards anyone who doesn't agree with them. There is this that constitutional expert Douglas V. Gibbs told me that really applies to all Democrats and even the rhino Republicans out there. Your job is to uphold the rule of law, which is, according to the Declaration of Independence, the laws of nature and of nature's God. Is that what you were doing when referring to someone who has died with the things that you have been saying about Rush? Are these in accordance with the laws of nature and of nature's God? I think not. Satan maybe, but never God. We are all supposed to be children of God, and when liberal leftists say things like they have about Rush, they have to know that God is not condoning what they are doing, because those things are completely wrong. They do these godless things and then expect all of us to agree with what they say, and thankfully, most of us don't. On the last note, I want to say prayers are going out from Conservative Nation Media and NWCR to Catherine Limbaugh for her loss and to the Limbaugh family. From CNN and I, you will never get the disappointing and disgusting things that the Democrats always say, because my God will not condone that type of behavior. Sadly, those on the left and in the Democrat Party who now hold the majority in our nation because they cheated to get it, do not believe that God rules all. They believe they do. Of this, on Rush Limbaugh's passing, I have to say that he was and is a great inspiration to me. Without him, I would have never started a show like NWCR. For years, because of him, I had to get the good news of America out. I did it on my blog, which this year disappeared because I got so busy that I forgot to pay for it to continue. NWCR Radio and Wise Conservatism were started because Rush put it into my mind that America needed to be saved from the left no matter how. He did radio and I followed. My daily updates are because of Rush's morning updates. So he played a huge part in America and Americans alike. He was and will continue to be a great, great man. I will miss his wisdom and wit from this day forward. God bless you, Rush. Thank you again for continuing to listen to us here at NWCR, heard through the Conservative Nation Media from behind the silver microphone of freedom with the voice of reason in this increasingly unreasonable world where America always wins. We will continue to be here to give you the truth that the lamestream, lying media and the Democrats in Washington, D.C. will not. Tomorrow on Blog Talk Radio will be my show, NWCR Radio, broadcast from New Mexico's Freedom Studio here in Albuquerque at 7 p.m. Then on Saturday, we will have Black by Color Only out of Durham, North Carolina with Vincent Brown. And then Sunday, we have our very own Uncle Bing Fisher with American by Design. Have a great weekend, and God bless you all.